everyone, welcome back to our next video, and let's just get started right away. We're going to talk about something called skip counting today and how it can help us multiply better. And we're going to look at a few ways to skip count. So here's some ways to use skip counting to multiply mentally. Mentally means in your head, so you don't have to do it on paper. So we can use something called skip counting patterns. For example, if we wanted to find 7 times 6, we could skip count by 6 7 times, and we could do that by 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, etc. I've already noticed a mistake here. That should be 6. So where we're skip counting, we're going 6 to 12, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, 24 to 30, 30 to 36, and 36 to 42. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we skip counted. And I mean, we're saying mentally, but we are also using a number line here to help us. So if you want to count on your fingers and do it, that is an option. That's an option. And just something you should know, these numbers are multiples of 6. When you hear that multiple, your teacher says, what's the multiples of 6? You might say, what are multiples? You might get confused because sometimes your teacher said, what are the factors of something? Multiples means you multiply. So I started at 6 and I just keep going. These here are multiples of 6 and they go on to infinity and beyond. So you can keep multiplying by 6 forever. So just something to think about, multiples of 6. So 7 steps of 6 is 42. So 7 times 6 is 42. We could also have done the other way. We could have skip counted by 7. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That gets us to 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're counting up by 7, and we're doing it 6 times to get to 42. And again, these numbers here are multiples of 7. So 6 steps of 7 is 42, or other words, 7 times 6 is 42. Another strategy we could use is skip count from a known fact. If we know 9 times 5 is 45, and a lot of you know your 5 times table is just easy to count by 5s, but maybe you need to find out 9 times 6. Well, you could use that information from 9 times 5 is 45 and just skip count another group of 9 to get to where you need to go. So here's that 9 times 5 is 45. Well, I'm going to skip count 9 more to get to 9 times 6. This is 9 times 6. And now I'm just using information I know from ones I do know. Well, what if I need to get to 9 times 7? Well, I know 9 times 5, so I skip count once, one group of 9, but I do it again, 2 groups of 9, and 9 times 7 is 63. And if you haven't guessed, these are all multiples of 9. So if I skip count by 9 to add 2 more groups of 9, I get my 9 times 7 is 63. I'm going to get you to try one. How does knowing the first fact help you find the second fact? So if you can find out 3 times 4 is 12, how can you use that information to find out 3 times 6? I'm going to get you to pause it here, try these 3 questions, and play when you're ready to go. Well, if I know that 3 times 4 is 12, that's 4 and that's 6, because the 3 stays the same. I'm going to do 2 more groups of 3. So if I know 12, I'm going to skip count 3 more, which gets me to 15, and 3 more, which gets me to 18. And because of that, I'm going 2 groups of 3. I know that 3 times 6 equals 18. For 5 times 8 equals 40, I know that, so I'm going to start at 40. I'm going to add how many more groups of 8? That's 3 more groups of 8. So I have my 40, I do 1 more group of 8, I do another group of 8, so that's 1, that's 2, 1 more, for good measure, is 64. So 8 times 8 is 64. And then I know 9 times 10 is 90, but how does that help me from 9 times 8? Well, I've been saying skip up, but in this situation, I'm going to skip down 2 groups of 9. So I'm going to go from 90, I'm going to go backwards. And I'm going to go backwards to 81. That's minus 9. And I need to do 2 groups, so another minus 9 is 72. So 9 times 8 is 72. So in this situation, we're using things we know, and we're skip counting from the things we know rather than starting at 0, because that's a lot more work. You try another one here. Janie collects nickels. Could she have 45 cents? Could she have 56 cents? I'm going to get you to pause it here. Come back when you have an answer. Okay, could Janie have 45 cents? Well, you need to know really important information, and you can see clearly on this nickel here that a nickel is 5 cents. So we're going to be counting up by 5. So we can keep doing multiples of 5 until we get to what we need to do. So 30, 35, 40, 45. There's my 45, so she can definitely have 45 cents as a possible answer. Let's keep going. This 56 cents doesn't seem to work because I have 55 cents and 60, but 56 doesn't work for me, so she cannot have 56 cents if she's only collecting nickels. Well, there you have it, folks. That is skip counting and using it to help us figure out multiplication problems that we do not know. So please remember, in life, math happens. Take care.